Hi everyone, welcome to MeetYourAngels.com's angel reading for June 24th, 2020. So hopefully we'll have some good messages for you, and so hang in there and we'll be right back. Warning: do not listen to this recording while operating a moving vehicle or while needing full conscious alertness. This recording is for adults 18 years and older. So we'll go ahead and start today by sending you some distance Reiki. Reiki is a form of energy healing, and we want to help you open your energetic channels so you'll be open to receiving the messages today from your angels. So go ahead now and take in a deep, deep breath and slowly let it go. Let go of everything that's preventing you from relaxing and feeling wonderfully good. Let go. Let go of everything that's preventing you from living on earth as it is in heaven. And as you relax, I will continue to send this Reiki throughout the rest of our angel readings today. Okay, so welcome Aries. Today's June 24th, and I hope you're doing good, and it's always good to have you back. And for anyone who's new, welcome. Here we talk about how do we heal ourselves and allow ourselves to take care of ourselves enough in order to be able to live on earth as it is in heaven. So today we'll do a reading for Aries and see what there's any messages or insight for our Aries friends. Anything new going on? Anything that the Aries needs to know? Any insight or signals that the Aries can use to help heal and let go of obstacles that are preventing the Aries from living on earth as it is in heaven? Okay, let's find some cards for you. People have asked, are you wearing headphones? Yes, I'm wearing headphones, so I have to be able to listen what's going on. All right. So June 24th, messages and insight. Anything new and exciting for Aries? Okay. Aries, it's June 24th, and you have let me think about this a little bit. Okay, relationship is on your mind, but right now you don't feel like you're kind of stuck. All right. I do see it getting a little better, but you're going to need to communicate today. If you're stuck, you need to first, before you communicate, settle down, calm down, and find out exactly what went on. So what was the truth? Have you had an argument, or are you sensitive right now for some reason? It has nothing to do with the other person. What is the truth? So go drink some water, take in a deep breath, let it go. All right. And then say, okay, what happened? Why am I upset? See, when we have a button, the button that's being pushed is not being, it might look like it's being pushed by the person who's pushing the button, but someone in the past, way in the past, created that button, made you sensitive to right now, to what's going on. So I'm asking you to pause, and take a deep breath, and let it go. All right. You figure out what really happened. Why am I upset? Is it really the person that pushed this button, or is it something that happened? Now, most likely it's something that happened when you were a kid, a long, long, long time ago. And this is something that can be uncovered using hypnosis And you've seen in my videos, I have all these hypnosis programs that I have promoted through my hypnomark.com website. I am a certified clinical hypnotherapist. I started in 1999, and hypnosis is an amazing way to help deal with stress, help deal with letting go of the past. And on the website, there's over 1,200 different recordings on 1,200 different issues. And so perhaps if you go to hypnomark.com, you can find a recording for you. It's inexpensive. In fact, there's the growth zone. So growthzone.meetyourangels.com, or if you go to hypnomark.com, you'll see the growth zone there. And you can get up to 40% off the, it's like a subscription. And you can get discounts on that. But basically, a button just doesn't go away. The button's there until you address the button. And you need to look at it before you charge and explode or blame someone else for being insensitive or doing something that wasn't right. Okay. Now, the pain's real. The argument was real. Whatever happened was real. I'm not saying it wasn't real. But are you blaming the wrong person? Because most likely, when you were a little kid, your mom, your dad, someone said something to you, or your best friend took your toy away, whatever it was, they made you sensitive to what was going on today. Now, once you can identify this, without even going through hypnosis, without doing anything, as long as you can identify what made you sensitive, well, now you can forgive and be grateful for the button being pushed, because now you realize, oh, gosh, that is a place where I need to do some work. Okay? So if you and I were going to work via coaching, I typically don't do the hypnosis online, like over the phone, because we can do some guided meditation, but true hypnosis, or like hypnotherapy, which is different than hypnosis. Hypnotherapy, we go in and, we have these techniques to try to heal those wounds, but you can do it through self-hypnosis, which is what is on hypnomark.com. It's just different techniques. Okay. But if we were to work together on the phone live, what we would do is use some tools that will help you identify very clearly, who, what, where, why, when you became sensitive to today's argument or situation. All right. But guess what? Just knowing that you have a button, and the person that did this to you today, what's causing the dilemma, just knowing that you have a button that they pushed, you should feel much better, and you can make up immediately, because you're going to say, honey, gosh, I feel bad because you pushed my button. But you know what? I thank you for pushing that button, because now I know I'm just sensitive to something that you said that I haven't dealt with. And so I'm sorry, let's make up, and I'm going to try to work on this. But if you do this again, just know that that button might be pushed again until I really saw it through it. I understand it more. And so now I know I'm not mad at you. I'm actually grateful that you pushed the button, because now, we're closer. I've communicated this to you, and I'm glad, that we can go on from here. All right. And that helps them know that, oh gosh, maybe I shouldn't do that again. I pushed the button. Oops, the darn button. Well, so now that there's a button, if you do nothing, that's no good. You got to heal the button. You got to understand the button, because that button is kind of like a key to walk into heaven. That button is an obstacle to getting into heaven, because you need to be whole when you're in heaven. In heaven, you're complete. And here on this earth, we should be living completely holy. We should be living as someone who's growing. Okay. Now, it's a learning process, and it takes a lifetime to actually know who you are, because it's when you die, then you'll be able to say, oh, that's who I was. Like, it's the totality of you. All right. So, but if you never address the button, like in Catholics believe in something called purgatory. Now, you don't have to believe in purgatory. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. It has nothing to do with that. I'm just bringing it up. Okay. Catholics believe in something called purgatory, where in this life, if you have sin and, things that you haven't learned to appreciate the gifts that God has given you, but you're still a good person. But after you die, the Catholics believe that you go to this place, perhaps a state of being. It's not going to hell, no. It's just this place where perhaps you're shown in your life the areas where you need to be healed. And see, if we hold on to the, these past traumas, and we don't let go, well, how can you get into heaven? You're not open to being in heaven. So in purgatory, it helps you to be cleansed and to relax and to open your arms so that you can embrace the goodness of heaven. Okay. Now, do we have to go to purgatory? No. Let's take care of it here. Okay. Because, Christians will pray the Our Father, the Lord's Prayer, and it says, Thy will be done. So God's will be done on earth as it is in heaven. That's the whole point of my channel here, is to help us know and to let go of these things that we're holding on so tight. Let go. Heal. So that then we can walk forward and be on earth as it is in heaven. We don't have to wait, guys. That's the prayer. And so, if you can do it on your own, do it. Okay? Keep listening every day to my messages here. They're going to keep repeating over and over and over. It's all about forgiveness. Well, ultimately, it's about love. Love, love, love. But you can't love unless and until you forgive. Okay, Aries? I'm going to keep doing some more cards, but a button was pushed. You're feeling sensitive. It wasn't a big deal, or it could have been a big deal. I don't see a real big deal. And because I know it's just a button that was pushed. And the button, I promise you, was not created by your partner. It was not created by your partner. It was an old button. Okay. So, yes, just like I said, now that you know that you have a button, I see several buttons. Several buttons in your past. And the buttons, you need to look at each one of them. And basically, it's every person that you've ever known, the good and the bad, they help form who you are. So, back to the hypnosis. When we're between the ages of 0 and 7 or 8, at 7 or 8, we create what's called the critical factor, the ability to accept the truth. Okay, so, or our formed concept of truth. It might not really be the truth or not. So, when you're 7, when you're 0, they're teaching the children, oh, milk, mama, dada. Teaching this language, and they're like, oh yeah, mama, dada. And you're able to recognize these things. And you could, they say, truck, dog. You're taught all these things. And then you learn your colors. You say, oh, here's blue, blue, blue. Okay. Well, at some point, if I were to say, or if I say, today it's blue, this is blue, and then tomorrow I say orange, you're like, oh, orange, orange. This goes on, and they believe, oh, orange, blue, okay. At some point, around 7 or 8, if I say this is orange, the kid's going to be like, orange? Boop. Nope. That's blue. They've formed a belief somehow that that is blue. That's not orange. This is what we call the critical factor. It's like a filter, and it allows some things to go through. Blue will go through, but orange won't. Okay, that's the critical factor. So prior to age 7 and 8, everything's going in. Blue, orange, mommy, daddy, you know, all these things, the beliefs. Here's a good one. Scary one. A lot of times they say, oh, you're just like your father. You're just like your father. And the little kid hears, oh, you're just like your father. You're just like your father. Well, when it's 7 or 8, all of a sudden this lid is put on our beliefs. And guess what's down here? You're just like your father. All right. Now, what if your dad becomes an alcoholic? What if your dad is a womanizer? What if your dad, you know, somehow becomes this horrible person? Well, down here, you're just like your father. You're subconscious. And what happens is, subconsciously, you hold up this resume of what your father is, what daddy is. And when you're an adult, your dad has become a jerk. Your dad, you know, is cheating on your mom and all this stuff. And I can't be like, you know, I don't want to be a womanizer, but you're just like your father down below in the subconscious. And so because you hold this up, this resume of dad, and you don't want to be like that, the subconscious does not hear the word, the negatives. It holds up, this is dad, and that's what you become subconsciously. And most often what we find is that because you're fixated on, you know, if dad becomes bad, I don't want to be like dad, but you are just like dad because you were taught that between 0 and 7 and 8. So through hypnosis, we can change that programming that you received. You are not just like your father, you're just like you. But now you're an adult. And the adult can make those decisions of what they value. And this is what we do in coaching, is we identify what do you value. So if you value love, honesty, integrity, and dad is a cheater, well then obviously you don't want to be like dad, because if you're a cheater, you're not loving, you don't have integrity, etc. Okay, so if you value love, then we say, dad, I honor you, I respect you, you're you and I'm me, but this is what I value. So if you find that you value honesty, integrity, and love, and you're cheating, oops, is that dad's fault, or are you doing it? This is where we say we need to come into alignment with our inner core, our inner self, our authentic self. But you can't come into alignment until you actually go through these. So through our coaching, I'd help you to identify what are these values, these core values that you hold. And then through doing this moral inventory of all these people, so your dad, your mom, your brothers, your sisters, your classmates, your teachers, blah, 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 all these people. Like if you have a favorite teacher, why did you like your favorite teacher? What was it about that favorite teacher? And you could say, well, you know, my favorite teacher made each person, each student feel special. All right, well, if that's good for the teacher, you should have that same value. You should make each person in your life feel special. Emulate that teacher. That teacher's teaching you a good way to treat one another. So do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. But if you're sitting there with a big button saying, I'm mad and go away, what good is that going to do? That button's not going away at all until you look at it and you understand it. Where did it come from? And then you can heal it and move forward. Now tonight you can completely move forward because you haven't done the work to examine it, but now at least you know you have a button. In fact, in the cards you got a lot of buttons, several. Not, you're gonna survive, okay? But let's take a couple more cards. But you do need to do some deep work, okay? There's some work that needs to be done. Yes, and so when you do that, what happens is the illumination, the sun comes out, and it lights every dark corner. So wherever you've had sadness, wherever you've had sensitivity, wherever you have felt incomplete, the sun illuminates that. And now the joy can not only flow, but overflow. And you can be a source of joy for other people in your relationships. You can be there in the way that you've dreamt about and fantasized about as a little child. And instead of, being miserable, you can have a wonderful life. You can be on earth as it is in heaven. Okay, Aries, so I'd like for you to consider working with me so that you can get some tools to help you work to identify the buttons and go from there. Otherwise, just keep coming back. Watch these videos every day, and you'll get some insight and encouragement, little pep talks. That's what I am. I'm a cheerleader. I'm rooting for you because I want us all to be on earth as it is in heaven. All right? So go ahead and contact me at paul@meetyourangels.com, and we can, work together to have a good life. All right, Aries? So thanks for being here, and have a little talk with your loved one to say, honey, I'm sorry. I realize now that you pushed a button. I didn't know it was there. I know it's there now, and I'm going to try to learn more about it. But thank you. All right. So we'll see you next time, Aries. All right, Taurus, welcome. How are you? Our Taurus friends for June 24th. Let's see what's going on for you. We like to find some messages or insights from your angels. And my angels, they can work together and help us give some insight for you, Taurus. And I'm thinking about my sister at this time who's having a issue, the doctors with her surgery. We hope that everything goes well and is complete and nothing but perfect goodness and health. And the doctors be guided by the Lord and the angels, and the healing comes about. Okay, so let's see messages for Taurus today on June 24th. And okay, wonderful. All right, so the things that the Taurus was worried about or was unsure about, everything's been turned over. The emotions, you can have a sigh of relief. Okay, everything's gonna go well. The surgery's going great. Okay, and it's time to be home and to heal. It's time to be with family and to count our blessings and to be grateful for all that we've been given and for technology. And there's so much that we all should be grateful for, but especially for the Taurus right now, because they were worried. It was a little emotional time, but all the emotion that was building and building in anticipation of what's going on in your life, you today you feel better, because whatever it was is past, or today's the day that you're feeling better, and there's goodness, and there's a sigh of relief and joy, and like you're you're home. You feel home, you feel good, and that's great. Okay, so let's see some more here. Yeah, it's like you turn a corner, and when, as we progress throughout this week, there's going to be, you're going to get back into your routine. You're going to feel like you're getting back to yourself, and people are thinking about you, surrounded by you, and you're going to emerge ready for a whole new cycle. You can breathe now. Yeah, that feels good. All right. So it's a slowing down, like being calm. You can relax. You can breathe. That's the message for Taurus today. All right, Taurus. So be good, be well. You're loved. You're profoundly loved. And if you'd like to contact me, you can have a private reading. You can email me at paul@meetyourangels.com, and we can work to arrange with you. Arrange to work with you. All right. So Taurus, I love you. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, Gemini for June 24th. Hey friends, how are you? What's going on? Anything new and exciting going on for the Gemini? Any insight or messages for the Gemini? What does the Gemini need to know, to heal, to let go of, in order to be on earth as it is in heaven? Okay, Gemini, let's see what's going on here. What's going on? Gemini, I'm so happy for you. Yeah. All right. So Gemini, not so long ago, a couple days ago, you were not, for a long time, you weren't doing well. You were really isolating and struggling, and you were feeling like, you pushed everyone away. And, it's been hard for you, very hard for the Gemini, until just, I think it was 2 days ago, you came out of the cave, and you've been back to your good old self. And I see it's even better today. We're back. Gemini's back. And I'm celebrating. I hope you are too, because we love you, Gemini. And we need to make sure you know that you're loved. And, we know that you have your moments where you need to be alone. But you don't need to suffer alone. We can be there with you. But I think that you have an understanding now that, yes, I can share my burdens with others, because you've looked at these things. Sorry, I'm adjusting my headphones. You've had an opportunity to look at these past, what I'm going to call buttons, because I was talking about buttons with another sign. I think it was the Aries. So when we have buttons, someone pushes a button. Oh, especially for a Gemini, it's like, well, yeah, I'm going to run. I'm getting out of here. I don't need to be around you. And a button for a Gemini is so sensitive, and it hurts so deeply and profoundly. And you were deeply and profoundly hurt recently, within the last 2 months. And it's been a build-up, But during this last time in the cave, I think it was so intense for you that it was so heavy that it was you don't really want to go back there because it's way too painful. And it's not that you're ignoring it, but you realize that the problem isn't with the person who pushed the button, just like we told Aries. The problem is with you holding on to that button so tight. And you're like, I dare you to push that button. You're going to push that button? Is that the button you're going to push? Because if you do, I'm going to retreat, and I'm telling you, you're not going to see me again. I'm going to go into my cave, and I'm going to sulk. And I'm going to punish you. That's how serious this has been. It's like, I'm going to be stubborn in this. But you realized, because the Gemini is like a Libra kind of, so you have the twin, the happy Gemini and the sad Gemini. So, you have these two sides. But I think it was so intense this time around that now you're like, oh no, I can't possibly do that again. And I think you really have a taste, an appetite for balance, an appetite for sobriety, an appetite for temperance. And it is much more attractive for you than ever, because it's like, man, that did not work for me. I thought I was teaching him a lesson. I was going to tell her off, but without words. Because the Gemini doesn't, hold it to themselves. And so now that you've had time to say, now, okay, I have buttons, but, and I'm better than that. And you are better than that. You are regal. You are royal. You are precious in the sight of God, in the eyes of God. And you are definitely above punishing others for something a wound that you're carrying that had nothing to do with the person that pushed the button. In fact, the person who pushed the button loves you more. The person loves you. That's the funny thing, is that the one person that you love profoundly, that's the one that pushed the button. That's the one that sent you back to the cave. Perceive. You sent yourself back in the cave. But now you're above that. But Gemini, you're still holding on to those wounds. You still have those buttons. And so what are you going to do about it? I hope, Gemini, that you can examine, because you're an expert at examining, every detail about what everyone else did to you. What was your role in it? Were you unhealthy at the time? Were you drinking at the time? On drugs? Were you acting out sexually? Who knows? There could be many things that the Gemini does, but they're all hidden in secret. And on the outside, the Gemini looks like an amazing, wonderful, incredible, fun person, and they are. They absolutely are. But they also have a very dark side that's secret. They don't want anyone to know. Because if they did, then they would be found out and they wouldn't be loved. But that's the insanity. That's the craziness. This stinking thinking that this poor Gemini is suffering. The one who is suffering is thinking that somehow their friends aren't going to love them if they knew the truth. But that's not the truth. The truth is, everyone has demons. Everyone has something that they're working on. And for the Gemini, because they hold it's so personal for them, it's hard for them to reveal what's going on until they're ready. So the Gemini, as I get some more cards here, is at this gate. And you're at the gate, which is good, because the gate's the balance. It's like you're not there in the back, and you're not fully healed yet, but you're at the gate of heaven. So what are you going to do? Let's get another card. Oh, yay. Okay. According to this, Gemini, If you haven't already, today's the day, June 24th. You're at this gate. Am I going to punish other people for things that I haven't healed? Especially the people who love me so much, that have been so close to me. Or am I going to say, no, I deserve heaven. I want heaven. I'm choosing heaven. I don't want to go to purgatory. I'm going to heal what I need to heal now so that I can be on earth as it is in heaven. And what the cards are saying is that today, if you choose, you can walk through that gate and start a brand new life. A brand new, you can see with new eyes, and you can be on earth as it is in heaven, dear Gemini. I love it. But it's your choice. You can do what you want. You can still suffer. I don't want you to. It makes me suffer when I see my Gemini friends suffer. That's no fun, okay? I want to have fun together. I want to be with you even when you're sad. I can do that. And your family and friends can do that too. Share the burden. Talk to one another, okay? So that's what's going on, Gemini. If you'd like a private reading, you can contact me at paul@meetyourangels.com. But just like I have said to the other people today and before, some coaching could really help, because when you've got buttons, you need to identify where they came from. And they're not new buttons. There's no such thing as a new button. The buttons were created when we were little children, 0 to 7 or 8. That's when the buttons were built. They made us sensitive. And now as adults, people push buttons that we don't even know are there. You're the only one. Geminis do know they have buttons. Well, they know they're hurt. They don't necessarily know that they're buttons, but they are very aware of the trauma and the these wounds, because they will tell you that story over and over and over. They will relive it verbally with their friends. They will say certain things, but they want to hold on to it. They don't want to get beyond it, even though the friends try to help them with it. Because the Gemini is kind of like a Leo. Because the two signs that get along the best of all the signs are Gemini and Leo. And we're kind of alike. We're stubborn. We want to do it our way. We don't want to be told what to do. And so Gemini, I don't care what you do. I have my idea, which is like, hey, come on. Let's have fun together. Let's heal together. But I'm not telling you to do that. I'd like you to make that decision for yourself, because you are at a gate. In my opinion, it's time to heal. And you have the whole world in front of you. Nothing but incredible love and joy, peace, harmony, balance. That's waiting. All right, Gemini? So you're doing a lot better than you were. You're not in the cave. You're at the gate. All right? So come on out and play with the rest of us. Thank you, Gemini. I love you. We'll see you tomorrow, and take care until then. Okay, so we have our Cancer friends today on June 24th. Let's go ahead and see if there's any messages from your angels, any insight for you, dear Cancer. Is there anything new and exciting going on? And what do you need to know, Cancer? What you need to heal so that you can be on earth as it is in heaven? That's what we're going to find out today. Get some insight into what's going on. So, Cancer, insight. Good, Cancer. I love it. Good. Okay, so Cancer, I've been talking to you about your spiritual insight that you have to help other people, that they need to know, because you have a wonderful sensitivity and approach, a gentleness about you that is attractive and can help people. And what I see is that you are connected to that, and you are using tools, like perhaps, I'm sorry, my headphones are acting up today. Maybe you used to have a certain meditative practice, or you maybe read a certain spiritual book or something like that, and I think that you picked it up again. And you're using these tools to connect to your spirituality. And so that's good. And you're being illuminated, and the water that's coming, the spiritual water, it's cleansing you, and it's helping you have better energy, and it's helping you to turn over former concepts of limitation. Okay, so everyone limits themselves by a false beliefs that we're trained when we're children. Oh, who are you? Well, there's a lot of negativity sometimes when we grow up, and we're told that you can't do certain things. What are you, a dreamer? You can't think like that. Well, who says? And I think what you're doing is that you're overturning these false concepts of self, and you're beginning to see, you're being illuminated because you've heard the message from me that you do have something to offer. You are a treasure to the world, a gift to the world. You have insight and an approach that the world needs to learn from, a healthy approach. Now, of course, there's cancers that aren't healthy, that can be icky and just not pleasant. But what we're talking about is a healthy, or what's called a redeemed human, a redeemed individual. And so you have a new outlook, like you turned over the way you've been thinking. It's like, yeah, okay, I do have something to offer. You're building self-confidence, and you're even seeing your relationships in a new light. You're beginning to see things around you differently because you have a new outlook. And it's because you're connecting in a deeper way in your spirituality. Your spirituality is so important. Yes. All these things, it's like you're a new person, and what you're able to do is take these wonderful gifts and talents that you have, and you're investing in it. You're watering the seeds that you've planted, these spiritual seeds. You've planted the gifts, these seeds, and you're watering now spiritually. You're feeding yourself. And as you do this, then you're able to share those seeds with the people around you, the people who you have influence over. I've talked about maybe for you starting a YouTube channel so that you can share this wisdom and knowledge with the other people. All right? So for those Cancers who have not reconnected with their spiritual practice, whatever that may be, whether it be meditation or reading spiritual books, or what I would prefer is go outside and spend time in nature and just be quiet. Listen. Be one with nature. And that's going to make all the difference for you. Because where before you had limiting beliefs, where you felt, well, I can't do that. I'm not the one. Yeah, you're the one. You were chosen for this. And so go for it. Enjoy it. And keep going with that spiritual practice. All right? So, Cancer, if you feel like you would like to have a personal reading with me, go ahead and email me at paul@meetyourangels.com, and we can go ahead and arrange to make that happen. All right? So, thanks for being here. Have a wonderful day, and, we'll see you tomorrow. Keep coming back. Okay, Leos, welcome, my Leo friends. I'm a Leo, and we'll see what's going on for June 24th, 2020. Anything new and exciting going on with the Leos? What insight do our angels have for us today? What does a Leo need to know in order to heal? What are the obstacles that the Leo needs to remove and to heal in order to be on earth as it is in heaven? Okay, Leo. Let's find out some info. Okay, got that card. All right. So, Leo, we've been talking about this, the Leo's got all these hobbies and projects and so many interests, and in the past it's kind of watered everything down, and I've been encouraging the Leo to focus on one or two projects to help propel you to into this a different way of approaching life, a more satisfactory and satisfying life. And so you've been organized in the past. You've got all these things lined up, and they're there. You can pull on those resources anytime you want. And now you're embarking on this newfound journey of working on this project. So the project's still there, and you're able to. So I don't know if you've heard me talk about the quiver on your back. So when I was in training to be a certified clinical hypnotherapist, the very first class, the professor says you've got a quiver of arrows on your back, and as we teach you, you're going to put these arrows into the quiver, which are your skills, these different techniques and all these things. And when you need them, you can just reach back, get the perfect arrow, and use that when you need it. So you've aligned, your projects. You have all these skills you've been collecting for years and years and years, all the insight from all the projects. And now that you're actually embarking on the real unveiling of your project. Now you're nowhere near unveiling it, but you've started the real project. Instead of playing around with the project, you're actually focusing on the project. Well, you've got all these arrows in your quiver, all these tools and skills that you've been collecting for all those years, with all those hobbies, all those projects, all the many, many, many things that you've been working on. And you're actually assembling them now, and you're like, okay, it's starting to pay off. I can see more clearly about what's going on. And your former approach, your former method of living life in the world, you've turned upside down. You're like, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to be watered down. I'm not going to be scattered. I'm going to be focused. And this is going to benefit you greatly, Leo, because you're actually going to see fruit from your efforts. All right. Oh, 2 cards came out. Now that happened last time with the Leo. Typically, 1 card will come out, but 2 came out in this one position. So you got an extra card. And what it's saying is that, yes, what I just said, it's all paying off. But you know what the interesting thing that's going to happen is that because you're focused and you have this wisdom and, it's new insight, and it's a new energy that's much stronger than you had, because you're strong, but this is like a focused energy, a focused power. It's going to help you to see, because I've been telling the Leos, like, we think somehow, unfortunately, I hate to admit it, but Leos think that they're above other people. But what this is doing, it's humbling you and knowing is like, no, we're all equal. We can look eye to eye and we can respect one another and we can work together, and having the new perspective that we're equal and we should treat other people with dignity and with love. What this is doing is it's bringing in a new dimension to you, which is so far more powerful than when you were all alone there up on your pedestal, Leo. Yeah. So your former ways of looking at things, your former, like, look at me, everybody. That's the problem with these Leos. I'm a Leo. And I can't stand it because I get lumped in with the Leos. The ones that are like, look at me. The ones that are in the fancy clothes and want to be in the spotlight. And, I'm like, no, that's an unredeemed Leo. That's a Leo that needs a lot of work to be done. But what I see here, what is it, June 24th, the Leo's finally starting to get it. Is like, people have been kissing your butt because they think that you're cool or they want to be like you or whatever it is, Leo. And I say that's a bunch of bull. That's not authentic. That's crap. While you are unique, Leo, and you're special, but you're no more special than everyone else. Everyone's special. And you're finally beginning to see that. You're becoming redeemed. You're throwing out what's unnecessary. And I encourage you to continue to throw out, get rid of the things that are not productive anymore. Stop those old projects, those old interests, and you still have your tools, your quiver's still on your back, and you can use those tools when you want. But, Leo, now that you have respect for people, and you realize, well, my project's only good if someone's going to buy it. The only way you're going to know if it's good is if you're going to interact with other people in a respectful way. So then you can say, well, instead of it saying, well, what does the Leo need? The Leo knows everything. Forget that. No, you need to talk to the other people involved who you've never even honored. You've looked down on these people. You need to value now and treasure, because now they're going to be honest with you. Like, if you're honest with them, they're going to be honest with you. And you can look at each other eye to eye and have new insight that is far more powerful than you've ever experienced, Leo. Okay? Because it's not you anymore. You're out of the spotlight. And it's about all of us. We are all in this together. And in heaven, do you think you're going to be in charge in heaven? Is that what's going to happen, Leo? Everyone's going to be looking at you in heaven? Mm-mm. No way. That's not how it works. In heaven, everyone is equal, and every desire, every need we have is completely and totally fulfilled. So in heaven, there is no need for admiration. There is no need for, needing to be looked at, to be in the spotlight, or to be, wearing the fancy clothes and all that. Mm-mm. And you're learning this, Leo. And so hopefully you're being humbled by it. And I'm a Leo. I need to learn by this. I've been working on this for a long time. Look at this gray in the beard. By the way, I've been getting good comments on the beard. It's interesting, because I'm not sure I like it. Why don't you put in the comments below what you think about the beard? It's interesting because, the beard is gray, and this is not dyed. That's real. It's brown. It's salt and pepper. But anyway, I like getting older. I've worked hard. So What's so bad about getting older? Okay, Leo, have fun. Enjoy your new perspective of treating other people with equality and dignity and listening. Listen to the people around you. And if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, contact me at paul@meetyourangels.com, and we'll see what's going to happen with that, okay? So see you tomorrow, Leo. Keep coming back. Bye. Okay, welcome to our Virgo friends. Today is June 24th, and we are glad you're here. And if you're new, welcome. What we do here is we talk about, we're asking our angels to give insight into how we can live on earth as it is in heaven. So as I shuffle the cards now, I'm asking the angels if there are any messages or insight that the Virgo needs to know today. Is there anything new and exciting going on for the Virgo? What does the Virgo need to heal in their life? What wounds or buttons need to be examined and healed so that we can all be together on earth as it is in heaven? All right, Virgo, let's get some cards for you. All right. Love it. Okay, so Virgo, you know you are absolutely charming. You are elegant. You are admired for your beauty. You are just you're gorgeous. Okay, Virgo. And maybe you're not hearing that enough, but I'm telling you, you're awesome. Okay, you're so funny, and you've got a lot of amazing gifts, and you're feeling good today. It's another good day for the Virgo. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Because Virgo was having a real hard time. Sensitivity, and there were things that were disabling the Virgo from being able to do anything. They lost their oomph. They lost their specialness because they were absorbed and obsessing on things that were completely out of their control, but they were taking it personally. They were pushing people away. But today, in the last couple days, Virgo's been amazing. Virgo has really been like, yeah, you know what? Things have been tough, but I'm a survivor, and I'm not going to just survive. I'm choosing to thrive. All right? And what that's doing is it's allowing you today to throw away these old, like you realize that being so sensitive and being so obsessed and this broken record over and over and over, obsessing on the same wounds or tragedies, whatever's going on, these sensitivities, is foolish, and it's not killing you, but it's causing you more pain. And so you're taking steps today by getting out in the fresh air and walking, and you're seeing with new eyes. You are counting your blessings. You're starting each day now. If you haven't, start with a gratitude list. What are you grateful for? And what happens as you do this, as you continue to do this, okay, yeah, as you continue to do this, you're, that beauty, that, the gorgeous Virgo that you are is coming out. But it's a more refined, and it's a more dignified Virgo. Instead of an entitled Virgo, a Virgo who expects the attention and thrives for the attention. This new Virgo that's emerging, because they're based on gratitude, is more beautiful and attractive not because of the show that the Virgo's putting on, but for this newfound confidence in the energy and the stability that you're presenting and living. And this is so attractive, because what I've said to the Virgo before is like, when you're obsessing and you're icky and you're blaming everyone else for your problems and, you know, things that are out of their control, is that attractive? No, that's not attractive. So what you're doing is you're turning over a new leaf. You're focused on gratitude, and what's emerging is a balanced Virgo, a Virgo who is so there's royal, but there's regal. It's like a higher dimension of being royal. Okay, and that is awesome. I love that, Virgo, and I love you, Virgo. Virgo, you're not loved. You're profoundly loved. If you don't hear it enough, just come on back tomorrow. I'll tell you that you are loved. You are profoundly loved. We need our Virgos, but the healthy Virgos, because there's nothing worse than a unhealthy Virgo. I mean, it's so painful. It's like, because it's like you can't win. It's so difficult. But Virgo, you're doing great. Okay, you're very balanced right now. You're working on yourself, and you're being patient with yourself. You're getting exercise, and you're doing great. All right. So thank you for doing that. All right. If you would like a personal reading, go ahead and contact me at paul@meetyourangels.com, and we can go from there. All right, Virgo, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. All right, Libras. How are my Libra friends doing on June 24th? Hope you're doing great. We are going to go ahead and ask your angels for guidance and insight, any messages that you need to know or hear, so that we can go ahead and examine and discover any wounds that need to be healed, any buttons that need to be looked at, so we can heal those, so that together we can be on earth as it is in heaven. All right, Libra, so let's see what's going on for you today. Any insights or messages? All right, okay, 2 cards came out. Oh no, 3 cards. Oh, you get a bonus today. Let's spread this out. Yes. Okay. Libra, you've been having a really good week. You know, we've talked about either... Now I want to clarify for some things. When we talked before about this relationship that was unhealthy, I said you need to end it. That doesn't necessarily mean leave it, but you need to end the unhealthy part of it. Okay? So if you're married and, you know, you believe in marriage, that's what you want, then you don't leave a marriage. You work on the marriage. You get rid of the unhealthy part. You pour it out. You dump the crap. And then the Libra can work with a new slate, a new beginning, a new cycle. Like, okay, well, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not letting that's not gonna happen anymore, because that's not healthy. So if you were in a relationship that was not a marriage, then the Libra, it's probably better to leave, because you're not in a committed relationship. Or you might have been committed, but you're not committed to the point of being married. But for the Libra that is married, no, you stay committed, because that is a value of a Libra. But you throw out the things. If it's unhealthy, you got to give yourself medicine. And the medicine is taking care of yourself by finding what it is that you value, what it is you want out of the relationship. And then when you can do that, Libra, it's as if you have a brand new relationship. Get it? Okay? And so that's what you've done. If you haven't, you need to. Today's the day where you say, no, I'm not going to be unhealthy anymore. And you know what's unhealthy. And if you're staying in that relationship, which is fine, it's good to stay in relationships. But as soon as an unhealthy aspect shows up, nope. And you communicate that with your partner and you say, you know what? I'm not going down that path again. We need to work on this together. Say, when this happens, when you do this to me, I feel like this is what's going on. And I can't have that in my life. Do you want that? Do you feel good about that? Oh, is that... See, when you speak your truth, truth speaks to truth. When you speak your truth and you say, this is what's going on, well, then it's like, oh, God, is that... Yeah, I guess I have been doing that. We need to teach each other how to be in relationship with one another. We need to teach each other what hurts us. No one's going to know until you teach them. Now, obviously, if it's so unhealthy where someone's abusing you verbally, however they're going to abuse you, that is not tolerable. And they should know that that's not acceptable. All right? So, but we're talking about things that we can help fine-tune. The smaller things that are not right, that are unhealthy, but that we're teachable. Now, hopefully, Libra and all of us, if someone has the courage to tell us, you know, when you do this to me, it makes me feel like that. You know, they are teaching us what's going on. Well, hopefully, if someone has the courage to tell us that, we're like, oh my God, I didn't know that. And we will make the effort to change because we love that person. I mean, if someone said that to me, I would 100% try to change and be sensitive to their needs because I care about them. Well, the problem is no one even does this. They live with it. In Libra, it's time to start telling people, teaching them how to be in relationship with you. Because it, unfortunately, was taking away your balance. And you were being treated unjustly. But now, when you give yourself a voice, you're not only helping yourself, but you're helping your loved one. You're helping your partner. And if you're not married, you know, if you want to put the effort into it, if you truly think that there's a possibility that you love that person, don't give up on it. No, but treat it in a healthy way. Teach your friend how to be in relationship with you, but also teach your friend how for you to be in relationship with them. And you say, look at, you know, if I ever hurt you, I am sorry. Please let me know because, you know, we're new and I'm just trying to get to know you. And if there's something that I do that bugs you, let me know. Because I'm willing, I want this to work out. And when you speak it out, I want this to work out, it will. Because you're manifesting it. And you're investing in it. You're working on it. This is good. Good stuff for Libra. And so that's your message for today. Speak your truth. Truth speaks to truth. And if you feel you need a personal reading, you can go ahead and contact me at paul@meetyourangels.com and we can work together. Otherwise, just keep coming back and you get your pep talk for the day from Paul. All right, so Libra, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care until then. All right, so let's say hi to our Scorpio friends. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well and everything's going good for you. We're gonna ask your angels and guides for messages for you, any insight that you need to hear today on June 24th, so that you can discover any areas in your life that needs healing, to give you the courage to examine those things and to allow yourself to let go of any obstacles that are preventing you from living on earth as it is in heaven. So as you're growing and you're gathering strength to be the best version of yourself, let's see what they say today for June 24th. What does Scorpio need to know to be able to be on earth as it is in heaven? Okay, so Scorpio, I think we've been talking about fences. Yesterday I said, I think it was yesterday, you have these fences put up, but they're not even good fences. You built a really dumb fence, like you're trying to keep people out, but it's like there was no point. It's stupid, and you there's things that have been going on. It's like, why did I do that? Okay, so yesterday I said, chuck the fence, chuck it, and guess what? Scorpio, it looks like you chucked the fences. You realize those fences weren't even good fences. And the fences didn't serve any purpose because there's people surrounding you who love you. And Scorpio, you're not loved. You're profoundly loved. You have so much support. People bending over backwards that want to help. But you thought, oh, I'll put up a little fence and maybe I can get away with some crap. Nope. The fences are gone because you have the courage. You took the steps to take care of yourself, to love yourself, and to know that, you know what, I have a whole team of people rooting for me that care about me, and now it's time for me to care about me, and that's the truth. We've been working on illumination, working on the truth. What is the truth? And as you work on the truth, it illuminates the dark corners that are lurking in the past. And that stuff in the past, let's keep it in the past, but let's not throw it away. I mean, the fence is gone, thank God. But now we can start really working on identifying these past traumas, past hurts, past things that have caused us to lose our identity, to lose what we have used to cherish and what we used to treasure as a child. But somehow as we're an adult, we lose sight of our values and we lose sight of the things that mean most to us. Okay, so the good news is, Scorpio, is that the fence is gone. You see your cheerleaders surrounding you. You know you've got a good support network and tools available to you. And it's a good day. It's a very good day, Scorpio. Let's get some more insight here. Yep. Celebration. Family, friends. Illumination. Insight and courage. Let's get one more card. And you're able to begin to think about someday having relationships again that are healthy if you're not in a relationship. Okay? It's kind of like not getting into a relationship, but saying, what is a relationship? If I get into a relationship, what is it I want out of a relationship? What do I value? What do I have to offer? So like a lot of times people think, well, I want this, I want that, and they're trying to create this relationship, and they're always creating this list for the other person. But what about you? What are you going to offer in this relationship? Would you marry you? Would you be in a relationship with you? Would you be attracted to you? All right. I don't know. But a lot of times we're always looking, oh, look at that. This is what I want. And they're creating this list of what this relationship's going to look like. They want a great relationship, but it has to be healthy. And in order to be healthy, you have to do your part in it. All right. So you walk in, and so this is the way I've said it before in the past, not on these recordings, but working with other people, is like, you have to, in order to love yourself, you have to own yourself. And that means your flaws, and not only, the good things, which it's easy to love the good things, but you have to own your flaws too. And when you own your flaws and you own yourself, that means you can love yourself. But what are your flaws? You won't know what your flaws are until you examine them through the tools like I've talked about in the coaching, which is through journaling, through looking at the life balance wheel, and just other things that we can do to help you to have a clarity. Okay, so that's that, Scorpio. It's a great day because the fences are gone. Thank you. And if they're not, please, let's get rid of some fences. You're illuminating, you're beginning to shed light on those things that, if you do want a relationship, you're beginning to start looking at those personal flaws that are not serving you, but they're certainly not serving other people. All right. So you can absolutely have a wonderful and healthy relationship if that's something that you want. But you can't be healthy unless you're healthy, right? Okay. You can't put all the burden on the partner. That doesn't make sense. It's not fair. Can you carry the other person? Can you handle all your emotional stuff and their emotional stuff? That's not how it works. We can share burdens, but if we're so weak that we're expecting everyone else to do it for us, then it will never work, ever. Okay? But that's not Scorpio. Scorpio is willing to do work because they are very passionate, and they have intense desires for life. And so the Scorpio is willing to work hard to get the job done. Okay, Scorpio, thank you. I love you. You're not loved, though. You're profoundly loved. So, Scorpio, if you'd like a personal reading, go ahead and email me at paul@meetyourangels.com. Otherwise, keep coming back for your daily dose of Paul. I'll give you your pep talk every day, and just know that you are in my thoughts and prayers, and you are profoundly loved. Okay, Scorpio, we'll see you tomorrow. A card just came out. Yep. And so it's balance. Balance. Well, truth will help you be balanced. And the truth is when you're looking at these things, the things that you've avoided looking at, the buttons and the past traumas and things, and perhaps the things that you're not proud of. But when we look at those, and it gives us a picture of who we are and where we've been. Excuse me, I have a little cough here. Then that truth illuminates, and it lets you have balance, which is incredible. I'm going to pause my microphone right now and get a drink of water. All right, Scorpio, we'll see you tomorrow. Keep coming back. Sagittarius, welcome. How are you, my friends? It's June 24th, and we are going to ask your angels and guides for messages and insight for you today. We want to know if anything new and exciting is coming for you. What's going on today? And if there's anything that you should be looking at, any past trauma and hurt, anxiety, buttons, that you need to discover so that you can heal those, so that you can be on earth as it is in heaven. Okay? So, messages for Sagittarius today. Two cards came. So we have 4 cards on the bottom. All right, so, you and I, we've been working together on being on earth as it is in heaven. And it's a choice, obviously. We don't have to go to heaven. We could go to hell. Is that what you want? No. You know that. And that's never the goal. Well, some people might. I can't imagine it. I just cannot imagine it. But I do see that you are taking steps, you are ready. You're actually starting to work on identifying those things, the buttons in your past, those sensitive wounds, and, those things that are, difficult to want to admit. But as you work on that, what's happening is, because you do want heaven, Sagittarius is choosing heaven. They're choosing to heal. They're choosing to let go of everything that's preventing them from having an incredible life. Because they realize that they're worth it. There's a self-confidence that's building, and you're beginning to regain and to have new life. You're beginning to feel confident in a new way. It feels as if you're becoming a new person. You know who you are, but you're being rejuvenated, and you're receiving inspiration and new energy that gives you a little pep in your step. Today, June 24th, is a good day. And today, I see you might be meeting with a friend, or a friend might call you, or maybe you should call the friend. And they're waiting to hear from you. They're excited to hear from you. And so, and what they're going to offer is support. They want the same thing that you want. And together, you can check in with one another. Like, hey, I've been working on this. I discovered, that, back in second grade, Sally stole your tuna fish sandwich and it made you feel, whatever it is. But we carry these stories with us, the good and the bad. The good things make us feel good about ourselves because we want them to happen again. But we remember the bad stories because they protect us. Like, ooh, I'm not going to let Sally be near my tuna anymore. I'm a character, you guys. Come on. But I think you can find a friend who wants this just as badly as you. There's someone out there who that wants to live on earth as it is in heaven just as badly as you do. And that's great. So, but if you can't think of anyone who's there for you and wants to do it, I can be that friend. Okay? You contact me at paul@meetyourangels.com, and we can work together to support you in this endeavor of unveiling the past, illuminating the past, so that you can be healthy today and to live on earth as it is in heaven. Okay? So if there isn't someone that you're already working with, a friend, to be able to listen to you and to encourage you, but to encourage one another. It's not just about you, it's reciprocal. Okay? Then what's going to happen, if you don't have someone, you need to find someone. And they're out there. And what happens is then you're able to find the treasure that you are within. There's a beautiful, beautiful treasure within. And so for those that are Christians, specifically Catholics, because we use the term tabernacle, but not other Christians use the term tabernacle. So Christians, they were told that we're temples of the Holy Spirit. So I've talked about that breath. God is breathing through us. Every breath that you take and every breath that I take, God is choosing us as his vessel to live. And so if you think about it, the breath symbolizes the Holy Spirit, the breath of God. And we are the vessel. We are the tabernacle for the Holy Spirit. So I say, let's get into that tabernacle and shine it up, polish it up. Let that gold shine. And you're doing it because you're bringing illumination onto these past buttons, these things that you're sensitive to and that have caused you problems in relationships and, problems throughout your life. And it doesn't have to be a big deal. If we look at it, see, you have this new energy. You have a new pep in your step. And with that pep in the step, you're like, this is a piece of cake. I can look at this stuff. I can heal it. I'm ready because I want it. I want to be on earth as it is in heaven. In fact, I'm there. I just need to clarify some stuff so I have insight so I can go forward. And anyone who's listening to this, I don't ever want you to think that somehow you have to work to get to heaven. Like heaven's over there, out there somewhere else. No. Heaven is always here. We are already in heaven. But we need to open our eyes to it. You need to be grateful. You need to be able to see with new eyes, and you can see God everywhere. You can see that goodness and abundance is everywhere. You don't have to attain heaven. You have to be in heaven. You don't do something to get into heaven. There's nothing to do. We are already there. What is heaven? Heaven is where God dwells. You're the temple of the Holy Spirit. God is dwelling within you. He breathes through you. There's nothing to do. You're there. Except open your eyes and allow yourself to receive that grace. To receive heaven. And to be in heaven, Sagittarius. It's incredible. What a wonderful gift. And it's for everyone. It's not just Sagittarius. It's the same message for all of us. But you got this message today, June 24th. It's a day to remember. Put it on your calendar. The day that you were liberated and you opened your eyes that God is everywhere and that you, dear Sagittarius, and everyone else, we are temples of the Holy Spirit. Okay? So congratulations. Thank you for opening your eyes. If you feel you'd like a private reading, work with me, go ahead and email me at paul@meetyourangels.com and we'll do that. Okay? So take care and come back tomorrow. Come back for your daily pep talk so that we can be on earth as it is in heaven together. I think it's fun, isn't it? I hope so. See you later. Okay, our Capricorn friends, how are you doing? Today is June 24th, and what we're doing, if you're new, is we're doing an angel reading. We're asking for your angels and guides and my angel guides to help give us insight for you, Capricorn, to how to be on earth as it is in heaven. What is going on in your life that you need to examine and to heal? What are the obstacles that are preventing you from being on earth as it is in heaven? Is there anything new and exciting going on in your life? Let's find out. Any messages for our dear Capricorns today? Now, yesterday we had an incredible, very powerful session, and I got emotional. In fact, if you haven't seen it yet, go to my channel and look for the emotional video. Beautiful emotional video. And I mean, it was so powerful. I had to put it up as this individual video because, like, it was just so amazing. And why I got emotional was, it's like Capricorn made a decision to join me on earth as it is in heaven. And together, like, I finally felt like, you're here with me. You're ready. You're here. All right. So that's the hardest part, is to say, yes, I want heaven. That's the manifestation. If you want heaven, it's there. Okay. Now, as I just said for our, who was it? Sagittarius? Yeah. Our Sagittarius friends, is that heaven is not out there, over there, somewhere else. Heaven is right here, right now. And what is heaven? Heaven is where God dwells. And there is nowhere that God isn't. God is everywhere. And you and I are, what we would say in Christianity, temples of the Holy Spirit. We are vessels of life, living for God. God created us. He's choosing us to live for Him. Every breath that you take and every breath that I take is God still choosing us as His vessel to live, to be His gift to Himself. All right, Capricorn, that's beautiful. All right, but here we are. We're still on Earth. And while we might have opened our eyes, and we are being on earth as it is in heaven, we do have earthly responsibilities. We do have earthly struggles, perhaps finances, and who knows what, health. I don't know. Everyone's life is different. And so I'm just getting some insight here about what it's like now. Okay, so because we talked about being at the gate, you could choose to live a very difficult, heavy life in the third dimension, they call it, or we can choose to live and be on earth as it is in heaven. And that gate is there. You can go through it back and forth if you want. Sometimes people slip and they lose sight of heaven. They lose sight of this. And you can slip back into old ways, especially if you're dealing with addiction. Anyone that's dealing with addiction, it's difficult because the substance has control over you. And when people who are in the 12-step program, they admit that they're powerless, and that a higher power greater than themselves help them to have sobriety. And there's a process to receiving that sobriety, and you need to turn it over to God. And so I don't know if Capricorns are struggling with addiction. Maybe they are. I'm sure some are. But just know that you're going to have good days and bad days. But the gate's there. But I'm telling you, what is happening in this gate is you're looking at heaven. You're in heaven. And if you've lost sight of heaven, just open your eyes and say, recommit to, yes, I want to be on earth as it is in heaven. It's a commitment. And it's a state of being. It's not doing, it's being. Okay? So, as you do this, and what you have found, this is what was so emotional, is like, you found the courage and the strength to do it. You stepped into heaven yesterday. And it was so beautiful because here we were together. And, some people who can't see heaven, one person says they were worried. They thought I was crying. They've never seen Paul cry. Well, I've never seen anything so beautiful. This was not tears of pain. These were tears of joy because it was so, so beautiful to literally feel and to see you with me in heaven. That is awesome. All right. So, and what's happening is as you have now taken these steps to take care of yourself, you're treating yourself with dignity. You're treating yourself with it's like you're finally you're able to live and be proud of what you've done. You have strength, of course, okay, but it's like it's confidence, but more than confidence. Proud, I guess, is the word. Be proud of yourself because you did to surrender to what's comfortable, and people are comfortable with darkness because it's easy. It's easy to be icky, Ugh. It's easy to be trapped from these past things, and you get caught in a cycle of, well, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten. But to have a different mindset and say, no, I'm not doing that anymore. To actually admit that you're powerless over the past, like we in the 12-step program that they do. You admit that you're powerless, and that old stuff, the way you were living before, wasn't working for you. So now the Capricorn said, no, I'm ready. I'm ready, and I am working on being on earth as it is in heaven. And so all that other stuff that was difficult, so it says in the Bible, we will turn your sorrow into joy. So now your hand's out, and you're saying, Lord, take my hand, but this is heaven for me. This is what I want. I want love. I want peace. I want joy. I want my friends and family with me. And you manifest that. And because you want that for you, heaven isn't heaven unless we have our friends and family with us, right? If we're the only ones in heaven, I mean, it's good, but that's why I was so happy yesterday. It's like, oh my gosh, the Capricorns are joining me. The Capricorns are in heaven with me. That's a celebration, the best. The more the merrier. All right? So as you begin to offer this gift of heaven to yourself, now you can bring your friends and family with you. And they are going to see this confidence and this pride, but a good pride in yourself, in you. And they're going to want to join you. And you can tell them how you got there. How you chose to see with new eyes. You chose heaven, to be in heaven. And you can share your friends these videos. Tell them about the channel so that they can learn that there are options for themselves other than the difficult life. That you can live now. Heaven's not after we die. Heaven's right now. Heaven is where God lives. God, there is nowhere that God isn't. And I think you know that now, Capricorn, right? Okay. So if you'd like a personal reading or to work with me, or if you have friends that you think can benefit from watching the channel or working with me, go ahead and send me an email at paul@meetyourangels.com. And I can't wait to hear from you. All right? And just keep coming back. Every day it's a pep talk, a new pep talk. You're not going to hear doom and gloom from me ever, because there's only one option, and that's life, living, love, heaven. It's one thing, God. And there's other readers. If you want to hear about the reason why you're doing, the stars are, that's why you've made these mistakes. It's the stars. You just wait for the stars to move. You'll be better. Yeah, that's it. The stars have nothing to do with it. I mean, of course, there's influences and energies. Like the moon makes the waves come in and out with the tide. There's powerful energy with the moon, the stars, the sun, and all that stuff. Of course, I'm not denying that. But you can't blame the stars for mistakes that you've made, for having a bad attitude. The stars have nothing to do with it. It's our choice. We choose to be a good person, or we choose to live on earth as it is in heaven. All right, so Capricorn, I love you. You're profoundly loved. And I can't wait to see you again. So we'll see you tomorrow. And until then, have a good day. All right. All right, Aquarius, my Aquarian friends, how are you doing? Today's June 24th, and we are asking your angels and guides for insight and guidance, for illumination on things that you can examine to help have a better life. Is there anything new and exciting going on for the Aquarius? What does the Aquarius need to heal? Can you illuminate those areas for us in the lives of the Aquarius? Those obstacles, the buttons, the wounds that need to be healed, so that today we can let go of those and allow ourselves to accept that healing and live on earth as it is in heaven. So Aquarius, let's go ahead and get some cards here and see what insight we have today. Okay, so Aquarius, these messages have been resonating with you very well, and you have you're clear that you are in the pursuit of truth. And we know that the truth will set you free. And it allows you to be in balance. It allows you to make clear decisions, which are so important for the Aquarius, because they make decisions, a lot of decisions, not only for themselves, but for other people. Okay? So you have committed to the truth. Black and white. Like, it's very clear to you. It's becoming clear, the difference between right and wrong. And with this, because you've chosen to align yourself with this, you've got the balance now that you need. It's like you can literally feel the truth. It's resonating with you like a vibration, which is causing you to immediately, much quicker than before, to recognize the truth. And I'd like you, because you're an Aquarius, what does that remind you of? Water? Keep drinking your water, water, water. Water, water. And Aquarius, I'm not talking about booze. That booze that you enjoy, that's not helping you. It's saying here, to purify yourself. Get back to the water. Alcohol is the opposite of water. It's like a poison, okay? And if you're not drinking the water and you're drinking the booze, what happens to the truth? It clouds the truth. If you're drunk, and a lot of times the Aquarius doesn't even admit they're drunk. Like, oh, I'm in control. But everyone else is kind of giggling, like, look at the Aquarius. Because the Aquarius is kind of cute when they're drunk. because they're still in control, but they're not themselves. All right, but because you're on the pursuit of truth, and you can feel the truth when you're healthy drinking that darn water, because that's what the whole Aquarius sign is about, water. When you do that, then you can march forward just like you've been doing. Work, work, work. You're on this new I don't want to call it journey. We're all on a journey, but Aquarius has it's more than a task. It's I don't want to call it a war, because a war there's a connotation of violence. That's not the Aquarius. No. Water flows. It's flexible and it can change. It's mutable. And so whatever the word is that you're charging forward. How's that? You're charging forward on this newfound pursuit of working hard, but now with the new enlightenment that's come about on the pursuit of truth, drinking the water. All right. So charging forth. Not a war. You're charging forth. Progressing with more vigor than ever. In a beautiful way. All right. I see that you've got helpers that are looking to you for guidance, and you be a mentor to them. Because Aquarius, you can't do it all. And you're good about challenging people to be the best version of themselves. But there's some younger people, one in particular, that you see their leadership qualities. And they're there and they're looking at you. And I think it'd be good for you to, instead of worrying about charging forth, like just you, bring on this younger person, an intern. Take them under your wing. Give them their responsibilities, because you had all those responsibilities. You were able to take them, and you did great. All right. But this intern is looking for more responsibility, and they may make mistakes, but ultimately they're going to help you. You're grooming someone to help you be a leader, because someday you're going to want to retire. You've been working way too hard for so many years, and it's like, when will this end? Where's the joy? Well, that's why we're doing this stuff. You drink your water, you pursue truth, you can be on earth as it is in heaven, which is the joy that you're looking for. Because a lot of Aquarius have accepted jobs which in the beginning were satisfactory. They brought life to them. But it's such an immense amount of responsibility that they need a break. Be sure to take your breaks, Aquarius. But the best kind of break that you can take right now is to delegate. Let someone else take that responsibility. Ultimately, you're responsible, but you're mentoring that person. You're sharing the burden. And you trust this person. And if you don't know the person yet, let's say you've been thinking about hiring like a new position. Yeah, hire a new position. Bring in some new talent. Let them have a project or two. Because with this new adventure that you're on, charging forth, we're doing things differently than we were doing. Remember, the company, you might be asked to lay some people off or reorganize the company and have new policies, new procedures, new ways of, look at COVID. Think of all the new procedures that we need for COVID in the workplace. Who's gonna figure that out? Someone who's not an Aquarius? I mean, they can. And it's not that you need to figure it out, but you need to lead. You need to give this intern, this younger person, that task of figuring out, what do we do with COVID? What are the new rules and regulations? And then they say, well, okay, coach, okay, mentor, okay, boss, this is what I think we should do. And the younger person has insight that you never had. Like, I've had interns that were in college that worked for me in the corporate world. They were amazing, absolutely amazing, because they brought in new eyes, new perspective. They've learned things in college that, I mean, I was in college a long time ago. And so when they come in with their new perspective, oh wow, the life that they bring in. I love interns. Interns are so valuable, and I've turned interns into real employees. You know, after they graduated, the job was waiting for them because they did such a good job. What a gift you could give someone of an internship, and to be a mentor, where instead of just saying, okay, intern, you go do this and you do that, and just let them go do it. Yes, let them go do it. But to actually spend time with them, to share your wisdom and to share the secrets of, you know, leadership. A true leader doesn't do it by himself. A true leader has a team with them and empowers the team to do their job. That's why you have this intern. I'm empowering you to do it the way you want to do it. Be creative. I want new eyes on this. I want a new perspective. And then bring it to me so that we'll see what we come up with. And you'll find, wow, Aquarius, you made the right decision. Because the Aquarius doesn't do it all. But the Aquarius is smart enough to empower other people to do that. Okay. So that's that, Aquarius. Good job as usual. But keep drinking that water. No, the booze you got to cut back on. I think that's perhaps a hindrance. And you haven't been feeling well. It's making you cloudy and rusty, and, you know, because you've been at home. Like, oh, well, I don't have to work. I can have an extra drink. Whatever. It's up to you. Okay, Aquarius, if you'd like to meet with me, have a private reading or do some coaching, we can contact me at paul@meetyourangels.com, and I'd love to work with you. Okay? So, Aquarius, we will see you tomorrow. Come back for tomorrow's pep talk. All right, so here we are on June 24th. I'm welcoming all of our Pisces friends. Thanks for being here, and I hope you're having a good day. It's a new day, and there's always new opportunities, new chances to have a great life, to be on earth as it is in heaven. But Pisces, you've been looking at some very profound wounds and buttons that you've had for a long time, and you're developing the courage to work on that. And so we're asking your angels and guides right now, what needs to be illumined? What should we look at today in your life so that you can be on earth as it is in heaven without the wounds. You can be whole. All right, so messages and insight for our dear Pisces. Okay, Pisces. Let's get one more card. All right. So it's quite clear, Pisces, that you had a fence, or I called it a mask the other day. You've had this fence up. And what I'm seeing, and what we've seen yesterday, was that you're taking the fence down. You're taking it down slowly, because the Pisces wants to protect himself or herself, and so you have begun to take the fence down, and you're feeling topsy-turvy. Should I do this? Shouldn't I do it? Should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? But you're on the side that says yes. Okay, I want it. It's scary because I know that there's so much in the past that I'm not looking at that needs to be healed. Profound trauma, profound woundedness. And you're like, I don't know. Yes, okay. And so today, what I see on June 24th is that the fence is, coming down this way, and it's getting smaller and shorter, and it's not the hurdle's not that bad, okay? And you're kind of peeking over. You're like, oh, what is back there? Like, is it that bad? I can do this. And let's see what else. Yeah. Oh, good. Wonderful. So now that the fence is getting smaller and shorter and, less, you can see through it. You're beginning to see that there's possibilities. Like, wow, maybe what Paul's saying is true. Maybe I don't have to have a life sentence of carrying this pain alone, like hiding behind the mask. Maybe, is it possible that Paul's right, that I can heal and I don't have to feel bad about myself, that I don't have to feel bad about the other people that have hurt me and wounded me? And is it possible I can let go of the trauma and the profound woundedness? And you're looking through the fence. You're seeing both sides. You're like, yeah, I see the light. Like, I'm feeling actually better. Like, I feel like I can throw my weapons down. I feel like I have a future, and it's a bright future. And I feel like if I cooperate with the process, that I can be set free. That heaven is real. And that this heaviness that I've been carrying, I can throw it down and be liberated. I can have freedom. And that my heart's desire, everything that I want, I can have. I think I believe what Paul is saying. So there's hope. I have hope where I never had hope. I pretended like I had hope. I pretended like I had everything together. I pretended that nothing was wrong. But now that I've taken some of the fence down, the light's coming in, and I realize, wow, yeah, I can do this. I can do this. And you know what? I'm deciding right now, today, on June 24th, that was not working for me. It's too heavy. I cannot carry it anymore. So right now, I'm going to take a deep breath. And I'm going to offer God, say, Lord, please take this burden from me. In the Bible, it says, that the burden is light when you give it, when you take on God's burden. The burden is light. What he's offering is heaven. And, we're told in Christianity, pick up your cross and follow me. But they also say that no cross is too heavy to carry. Well, you've been carrying the cross. And it says, Jesus fell 3 times. So even Jesus fell. Jesus struggled. He was in the garden. He says, my God, why have you forsaken me? Where are you? So if Jesus can say that, we can certainly say that. If we're having a hard time believing, I think we believe, but to actually trust and to turn over our will to God and to say, Lord, please let this cup pass from me, which is what Jesus said in the garden. Let this cup pass from me. But what did he say after that? Not my will be done, but thy will be done. So let God's will be done. And what is God's will? He says, what is the greatest commandment? To love God. And the second commandment is like it. To love your neighbors as yourself. And the last thing is to love your enemies. Oh, I couldn't possibly do that. I mean, sure, I love you, God, and, I love my friends and family. That's not good enough. That's not what God's asking. To love your enemies. And for the Pisces, all that trauma, the profound woundedness and the backstabbing and the horrible things that have happened that you've been hiding from, because you don't want anyone to know about that stuff. You are to love your enemies. Well, perhaps you've heard it said, the quickest way to kill your enemy is to turn them into a friend. Oh, that's interesting. Now, I have a story to tell. When I worked in the corporate world, I had about 130 people that worked in the corporation that were my clients, my customers, that I worked day and day, every day I'd help them with this aspect of my career. And 128 of the 130 people followed all the rules. Like, they were incredible to work with. And I couldn't understand, it was such a great place to work, and everyone got along, and these 2 ladies, for some reason, didn't want to follow the rules. We had guidelines, and every department has their guidelines and their processes to do things, and for some reason, these 2 ladies did not want to follow the rules, and they were a pain. It's like, oh no, there they are again. Every request they had was not in alignment with what we wanted. And notice I pointed to me. I happen to be in charge of this group. So, anyway, this is what the Bible's saying about loving your enemies. And I said, to myself, I have so much love to give. And for some reason, these ladies, maybe they don't have love in their life. There's something about them that they're just so icky, and it was just so difficult. What the heck is going on? And so I decided, because I have so much love to give, and we're supposed to love our enemies. Now, they weren't my enemies, but they were pretty darn difficult to deal with. And because we're supposed to love our enemies, and I have so much love to give, I'm going to bend over backwards and love them unconditionally. And I'm going to try to see eye to eye and understand where they're coming from. So perhaps you've heard me quote the prayer of St. Francis before. And in the prayer of St. Francis, it says, it's better to seek to understand than to be understood. So I don't need them to understand. I mean, at this point, They should already know the rules. I don't, I explaining myself wasn't working. So instead of trying to be understood, I'm going to go to the prayer of St. Francis and to love your enemies and say, I'm going to seek to understand where they were coming from. So I bent over backwards to find out, to become friends with them, to kill the enemy and to turn them into friends. And it took 2 years of patience, 2 years of listening, 2 years of working with them, and throwing down the weapons. Like, I mean, I didn't know I had weapons, but it's basically just surrendering to the fact that these people were not capable of seeing and abiding by the rules as we had identified them. Now, the truth is, we didn't change the rules, but I had to work with them in a different way. I had to come and see from their perspective what was going on. And this is what I've asked the Pisces to do, is to look at those past wounds and to know what happened, to illuminate and see what the truth is. What is the truth about the past? What was your role in the past? Were you an innocent lamb? Maybe. Maybe you had a role in it. Or if you put yourself in their shoes, and it takes time to really understand where they're coming from, then you'll eventually have insight into why they act the way they act. Perhaps they don't have the love that you have, or the understanding, the wisdom. And so with these friends, these two ladies, notice what I called them. These two friends, it took 2 years. But eventually at that job, I was laid off with 700 other people. These two quote-unquote former enemies, which really weren't enemies, but very difficult people in my life, they literally cried. They cried when they heard I was laid off. Would an enemy cry if their enemy is banished? Of course not. But it took me to die to the self. So the rest of the prayer says, for it is in giving when we receive. This is the prayer of St. Francis. It is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned. And it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. And it's not dying in death. It's dying to self. So, when by me giving, so it's in giving that we receive, I have so much love, so much love. I gave it to the people that was difficult to give to. I gave it to them. And it is in pardoning that we're pardoned. I pardon them for not understanding our rules. I gave them a pardon. So if you think about, when the president can pardon a criminal, and they do it, they forgive them. They say, no, the sentence is commuted. It's fine. And when this happened, then I was forgiven. As soon as when I threw down my weapons, and they saw that I'm not the enemy, that I'm actually a friend, a loving friend, then all of a sudden, I'm pardoned, and the war was over. It took a while for them to get that I'm not the enemy. And it was in dying to self that we're born to eternal life. So if I can't heal and forgive these enemies in this lifetime, how am I ever going to expect to go to heaven in the next lifetime? And then what you find out is when you forgive them in this lifetime, you actually be on earth as it is in heaven. Like Our Father, the Lord's Prayer says, thy will be done. God's will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And what is God's will? To love Him, to love our neighbors, to love ourselves, and to love our enemies. And love and forgiveness are not separate. Forgiveness is a dimension of love. You cannot love unless and until you forgive. So what we need to do is to forgive the past and the people in our past. Be gentle with the past. Be gentle with the people in our past. Be gentle with yourself. Because we are fragile. We have things that are so sensitive that, it's hard to carry. But since we're taking that fence down and we begin to see the light, that there is hope, that heaven is right there, but not over there, right there. It's within us. We have the breath of God. God is breathing through us. There is nowhere that God isn't. And so, as we see that and know that, and He's choosing us as His vessel, we're not trash. We're not junk. We're worthy to be sons and daughters of God. Now we know it's time to love, which includes forgiveness. And it's time to celebrate and to be on earth as it is in heaven. Isn't that wonderful, Pisces? So, June 24th, a day to put on your calendar when you finally get it. When you can hear these words and to know that it's going to be okay and that God is taking care of you. And, I talk about the Bible a lot. You don't have to be Christian, but one of the stories is the Good Shepherd, where there's all the sheep. And the Good Shepherd leaves the 99 sheep to go after the lost sheep because he cares. He knows that lost sheep, when he's alone, is scared and afraid. And you may be scared and afraid right now, but you're not alone. God is there, and we are here for you. We're here to love you and to support you, to work with you so that you can heal and to be on earth as it is in heaven. You're here right now. You're here in heaven. God is breathing through you. All right, so Pisces, if you'd like to have some extra support, to have a private reading, or to really do some healing work, profound healing work, email me at paul@meetyourangels.com, and we'll work together to have a good life with one another. All right? So thank you, Pisces, and everyone else who's joined us today, for being the incredible, beautiful gem that you are, for being the crown of the creation, for being God's chosen ones. Thank you. And thank you for being with me today on earth as it is in heaven. We'll see you next time. Here's some information for you. If you enjoyed today's video and would like to help support my work, please send your donation via PayPal or Venmo to paul@meetyourangels.com. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and share this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and click the notification bell. If you'd like to keep in touch, go ahead and check out the description below. All of my social media contact information is there. Thanks. If you have any special prayer requests that you'd like me and the rest of our meetyourangels.com community to pray for, please visit http://prayerrequest.meetyourangels.com, and that will forward you to our perpetual prayer list video on YouTube. In the comments of that video, leave your prayer intentions so that the rest of the community can join you in those intentions that you hold deep in your heart. If you would like to try hypnosis for free at home, please go to subscribe.hypnomark.com and get over 15 free hypnosis recordings and a free video course, How to Learn Hypnosis in 5 Days. Again, go to subscribe.hypnomark.com. Join our Growth Zone and save up to 40% off all downloads and scripts. Visit 40%.hypnomark.com for more information and to subscribe. If you are interested in promoting our hypnosis products, you can earn up to 70% commission. Visit affiliates.hypnomark.com for more information. So that'll do it for today. I wanted to thank you for being part of my angel family. I look forward to being with you again sometime soon. Please visit meetyourangels.com or send me an email at paul@meetyourangels.com if you're interested in a private angel reading, Reiki healing session, or spiritual direction and angel coaching. Until then, peace and love always.